Remember last video I was talking about this little pond here in the acorn? Well, I just ran 24 wood ducks out from underneath this pin oak here. We're gonna leave this one alone, just let it be natural. Pin oaks are dropping really good this year. This might be our only water. Been 2 weeks since I've been out here. I actually haven't seen these swamps in a little while, and it's been really dry. So I know water levels are gonna be low. I'm just curious how low they really are, but I'm also curious what growth stage the rice at the lower swamp is in. The upper swamp, it should be hanging and starting to dry out. And that does appear to be the case. This rice is starting to get that yellow, browned out look here. Let's grab some, take a look at it. Oh yeah, it's getting hard in there. It is not an empty hole either. So that is good news. The rice is starting to dry out. We are in the first full week of October here. This is exactly what we want to see. It's going from that bright green down here to that more yellow, browned out, drying out look. And that rice is definitely hard in there. You can feel it. That is fantastic news. Exactly what we wanted to see at the time we needed to see it. Duck season comes in 3 weeks from now, but there will be no water on this. There might be a pool of water at the end. We'll go take a look at it. Most likely, I think we'll end up in that pond up the hill and shoot those wood ducks eating pin oaks. It's interesting to see the different stages of maturity, even here right side by side. You've got some that's really dried out, starting to mature, and you got some that's still really green, still going vertical. That's pretty good. We want to see that staggered growth in here. That way not everything is drying out and falling at the exact same time. No matter how old I get, finding beautiful turkey feathers in the woods, there's just something about it. Yeah, we need some water bad. This little micro pool down here at the dam is getting drier and drier, lower and lower. All out there was underwater for most of the summer. Here we are, first week of October, and the water is still continuing to drop. I don't see any beaver activity, so that's fantastic. That little bit of work we did last time seems to have curtailed their activity. One option we do have here is to siphon or pump, probably would siphon it, that pond up the hill where I just showed you the wood ducks, where they were sitting. We could pump that and it comes right into this lower swamp, and we could add water to it. And I really don't want to flood this one till later in the season anyway. So I think I'm just going to leave this alone, let nature run its course, pray for some rain come November, December. But otherwise, I think we're just going to let it be. And we have arrived. We are at the upper end of what we call the lower swamp, for everybody following along. And this was planted about 10 days after the other swamp we just visited. And the rice here is just starting to lean over just a little bit. Doesn't have that brown yellow look to it yet. It's about 10 days behind the other one. But this uppermost end has definitely got some nice rice coming in now that all this volunteer millet, which is all over the ground. Look at all that millet. So all the volunteer Japanese millet from last year has long since dried and died. And now all the rice we planted this year is coming on strong. I wish my drone was working so I could show you this area. It's like a real buckbrushy, scrubby area. The wood ducks love to sit in here. You take an area where the ducks naturally prefer, you come in here and add a ton of rice to it, game on. Now we're getting to the business end here. The growth stage isn't too much different than the upper swamp, but you can definitely tell it's still much more green. It does not have that yellowing, browning look to the end of the tips yet. So it does tell you this is about a week, 10 days behind the other one. But we are right on schedule, and we did put the board in. If you caught that video, we dropped one board to start backing up some water. Well, that rain never came. So this is still sitting really low. There's just a little bit of a micro pool down there. Last time we were out here giving you guys an update, we walked that far edge and I was showing you how the heavy seeding was causing a stunning and crowding issue. So I wanted to come over to this side over here and show you a little bit different. When you spread it a little more sparse, a little more evenly, you get a little bit better plant spacing, but you get a lot better production of the actual heads and the plant's overall health. So this side looks really nice over here. There is a lot of rice coming in. This rice is right on time here. It's actually 93 days since planting. I just did a quick calculation. Rice is a 90-day maturity for full seed production before it begins the drying process. We're exactly 93 days, so we are right on schedule. Gonna pop one of these open like we did at the upper swamp and just confirm we don't have the hollow rice syndrome that people talk about. Nope, that is hard as can be in there. There it is, it popped like a zip. So we have really good rice maturation here, good rice production. And that's a wrap. Try to keep you guys updated. Really appreciate you following along. And for those that were out here from day one, thank you so much for following along. If you're new to the channel and say, hey, what's this guy running around blabbing about? Go back and watch the previous videos. You know what we're talking about. We're in the rice swamp giving you a quick update in the first week of October. But until next time, God bless. Take care.